the mayor back there. Mayor, you're hearing words.
Report symptoms. Is that something you'll be doing going forward?
Yes.
Excuse me, I see you back there, and we're hearing sympathy, empathy. We're hearing promises. You live in this community.
Yes, sir.
I'd love to know how you process everything that you are hearing from these folks today.
I have to trust the people behind me. That is their job. It is out of my hands now. Just like the railroad, I've met a couple times with the CEO. If he's not a man of his word, then I have to use these gentlemen and ladies to hold him responsible.
Are you convinced, are you certain that they will be here for the long haul?
Yes, and the reason I say that is the one thing I have is the bully pulpit, so I can call a few of you in the media and shed light back on this. We've had amazing media response to this, and they're all over our town. Our townspeople are, please don't take this wrong. They're sick of seeing all you in town. We want to get back. We want to get back to, we're a quiet little town of 4,700, and that's where we want to go. I really hope something good can come out of this. I know that sounds odd with what's transpired in the last few weeks, but our goal is to, our town comes out better, and without the help of the EPA and state and governments, it's not going to. So.
Are you satisfied with what the federal and state governments are doing in terms of this enforcement action, or do you think there should be criminal liability for the company?
I don't. They need to clean up the mess they made. As far as I'm not a lawyer. I don't want to speak on that. As far as criminal actions, I do think it was an accident. Now, what caused the accident, I don't know. But I really don't want to speak on criminal. I want them to fix our town and put it back the way it was.
They describe this as justice, as steps towards justice. Is this justice for you? What's the plan that's been outlined?
Justice for me would be making our town whole again, taking us back, turning back the clock to February 2nd, 2022. And hopefully we come out better than we were on that date. We need to, we need our town cleaned up. We need our residents to feel safe in their homes. That's the number one thing. Your home is your sanctuary. If you don't feel safe in your home, then you're never going to feel safe anywhere. So.
Governor, you mentioned that the soil under the track would be removed. Do you know when that will be removed? Will that be sooner rather than later? Is there a date for that?
I'm sorry.
The governor mentioned that the soil under the track that Norfolk Southern laid down would be removed. Do you know when that will be? Will that be sooner rather than later?
We'll work as quickly as possible. We just signed the order yesterday. There's 48 hours. The company has an opportunity to respond and then engage with us to begin to put together a very comprehensive work plan. And so I can just assure you we're going to push them as far and as fast as we can.
Have they responded?
I have not heard from the company, but that doesn't mean the agency hasn't. But I have a lot of confidence in the laws that Congress have given me to have them respond and respond appropriately.
Administrator, outside experts, they say based on what they've seen, testing data has gaps and just not a lot of information is available. Governor Shapiro, he mentioned failed management and conflicting data from Norfolk Southern. So what specific data has been inaccurate, and how has this impacted the EPA ability to test water and air quality properly? If there's conflicting data from Norfolk Southern and failed management, how can you tell residents they're safe when there's questions in whether every possible chemical is being tested for, including dioxins?
Well, I can speak to the testing that we are conducting at the federal level, and the state can speak to theirs. If there's conflicting information, it's the data that's coming from Norfolk Southern not matching or meeting our expectations. We feel very confident. I feel very confident in the technologies that we've deployed. We've deployed aircraft. We have mobile vans circling the community. We have stationary air monitoring strategically placed all across this community. We've tested the indoor air quality of over 550 homes. So our data is very solid. And we believe that in our partnership with the state, that we have absolute confidence in if the homes have been cleared and tested for drinking water, then we trust that data. So we feel really good about that.
Are you testing for dioxins?
I'd have to consult with my team. I'm not quite sure if we are testing for dioxin yet. I know that that is under discussion, and it's not something that's off the table.
Are you testing for soil contamination in the path of plume?
Yes, in collaboration with the EPA, both state and federal, the testing of the soil in yards and things like that, you're hearing from residents, we don't know if we can walk in our lawn or in our yard. That testing is done by the county soil folks, but it's being done as part of the overall collaborative effort in conjunction with the EPA.
We've talked to some Pennsylvania residents who feel left out because they're not able to get these checks from Norfolk Southern. They're not able to go to the health clinic. Do you have concerns about that, and what's being done in your state to make sure that those people are made whole and not excluded?
Sure. Well, I've been on the ground in Beaver County multiple times. My team has been there since day one. I'll be back in Beaver County as soon as y'all are done asking your questions here, appropriate questions, of course. And we will be there as long as it takes to make sure that those residents and their needs are addressed. There has been significant amount of back and forth between the residents and their local government, led by the Beaver County commissioners, who have just done an extraordinary job. There's been a lot of engagement on making sure that they have what they need relative to bottles of water. We've been engaging with them over the weekend to set up the testing of their wells and of their water supply, which is occurring literally today. So there's been a lot of back and forth. I want to continue to hear from the residents. Whatever needs they have will be addressed. Whatever costs that are borne in Pennsylvania will be paid for by Norfolk Southern. There will be no problems relative to Ohio getting something that Pennsylvania doesn't. And the fact that this is a federal action being taken by the EPA, combined with some of the other federal commitments made by the president and others, I'm confident Pennsylvania will get whatever it needs to get back up on its feet as a result of Norfolk Southern's incompetence.
Governor, is there anything like equivalent to this clinic that Pennsylvanians can go to?
Pennsylvanians who have health issues have had access to healthcare facilities in the Commonwealth. We know of reports of some people who are taking advantage of that. I'm going to defer to Governor DeWine relative to Pennsylvanians who need access, who may want to access this clinic here. He can speak to that. But we have not received complaints from Pennsylvanians who lack access to health care. And certainly, if we hear a complaint like that, we would make arrangements to get an individual in that general area, affected area, into accessing the health care that they need.
But there have been Pennsylvanians who have been calling in trying to get an appointment at this clinic.
At the clinic here in Ohio? I really can't speak to the clinic in Ohio. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're not going to turn anybody away.
Would you like to see President Biden visit your community?
I would never turn anybody away. This has been made into a political pawn game. No, I would never turn anybody away. If he wants to come visit, he can come visit. We don't want to be political pawns. We don't want to be a sound bite or a news bite. We just want to go back to living our lives, the way they were. They don't want to see me on television anymore. They don't want you guys around here. We don't want to have press conferences in our community center. We want to be having picnics here and, go back to small town America. He is more welcome to come if he wants to come. I was very frustrated last night. If you're talking about the comments I made last night, I was very frustrated, and I stand by those comments. But yeah, if he wants to come, he's welcome.
Governors, administrators.
I just want to, if I may, I just want to make a